I just dropped this post on my community tab, and this question came in immediately. It's one of the hardest things to master, how to blend the crown area with the sides, back, and the top. It's a great question, so I'm gonna break this down for you. And if you are interested in having me break down something from your comment, you can go to the community tab and leave your hair challenge, a hair question, a hair fix, whether it's product related, technical, with haircuts. This is a new format that I'm doing, so I'm engaging with you more, and I already am getting bombarded with, questions and things, so I'm gonna be doing this on a regular basis. So ask your questions and I'm gonna get to it. This first one, this is the first one I'm doing. That's why I'm reading from my phone here, the notes. It's, how to blend the crown area with the sides and the back. It really comes down to how to blend haircut layers. And it's something that is so important and so essential and something that I'm really actually passionate about. I feel like calling myself the layer king. So the hair, and I've said this in all my videos, is hair grows out from the head. If you can break that down and simplify it in a way that helps you understand that one thing, where does the hair grow out? It grows not straight up. The only place it grows straight up is probably right here where it's the flattest part of the head, which is usually about right here, okay? That's where it's gonna grow straight up. That's why this part, this section, is combed and cut straight up. Everything else is out from the head. So if you try to match your cutting to that growth pattern, and this is how I've been cutting hair for many, many years, that's actually gonna really, really help you when it comes to connecting the crown, the back, the sides, and all that when it comes to layers. It's actually a somewhat, foolproof method. Now, I take this one step further when it comes to making the actual connections. So I have my scissors here, and I'm gonna demonstrate what it is I'm talking about specifically. So let's take this section right here, and I know you're gonna, Steven, you're wearing a black shirt again. I'm always wearing a black shirt, I apologize. However, gotta do what I gotta do. So I'm gonna just bring this right over here, and let's start with this whole thing. So what I like to do is when I'm connecting this part, let's just say we've already cut this, and I literally have hundreds upon hundreds of haircut tutorials breaking this down. But in the back, what I like to do is always go right to the middle, which is this area. So the hair is growing out from the head. So let's just take a little bit of hair off this way. And what I'm doing now is I'm following, you can see right here, it's longer. This is what's gonna create a step or a line in the hair. It's gonna make it not blended. So what I'm doing, this whole section right here, I'm combing it, and look, there's even a longer piece right there, which is what we need to cut. So what I've done is I've actually just cut this whole entire section right here so that it goes out from the head. Now, you can follow the same pattern going into the back, everything out from the head. Your finger position will help kind of determine what type of shape you're creating, whether it's a full 90-degree layered haircut, any sort of graduation, whatever it is you're trying to do, that's totally up to you. However, now it's time to blend the crown area, the sides, and this is the best way that I break this down to make it foolproof for anyone, no matter what level you're doing. I always say you've got the top, the corners, and the sides. Top, corners, sides. What does that mean? Well, let's go right down the middle here. So we're gonna take a section pretty much, let's just say, middle of the eyebrow or corner right into here to one side all the way to the other side, okay? So the top, corners, and the sides. So where this sides is, this is where the corner of the head starts, right? The roundness of the head. So we've got the top right in through here, okay? This is our top section right here. Now, we've got then where the hair rounds out, which is here, the corners. And then the true sides, which ends up being like down and through here. So top, corner, sides. What do we do to make that connection? So take this piece. This is the piece, that the important piece right here. How do we connect this? So now we're going to introduce, think of this as introducing these two areas. You're going to make friends with them, okay? This is where they're becoming friends. The back and the top, and then the front, the crown. All right, so let's comb this all back. Now we are in the straight up from the head territory. And this is where, and you can see this right here, this is where we're introducing these two. This is where the connection happens. And what I'm doing right now is I'm literally doing this just in the area of the middle, the top, combing us up, and you'll be able to see all this has been cut already. No need to go back in time. Comb this straight up, and there we go. So what I've done now is I've connected and blended this whole area connecting into the top. So now we're in the top moving forward territory. So I can get rid of all this, and what's amazing about this is just in this one area, it's a seamless blend. Now it's time to work our way to the very, very front. And this is where things get a little bit easier. How do we now connect that whole crown area and move forward? Well, all we need to do is take our section moving forward, a previous section now from that top that was cut, comb this straight up like this. There's the hair that needs to be cut because now you can see your guide. And now we've just cut the next section. And now it's all about cutting the top. So we're working. There it is. There's the previous section. Making sure we're keeping our elevation consistent. Say goodbye to that previous section. Take a little piece as a memory, as a guide, and there is the hair from the next section. So now all we're doing is taking a little bit of a piece from the past and working our way forward like this. There's the guide, and I'm going to cut straight forward. So as you can see, I'm working my way forwards, and not once did I take any part of the sides, any part of the corners. I'm literally just working my way to the front of the head. And let's just take one more section. Now you'll be able to really see the true front right here. So let's comb this here. And now this is where you have to be careful. People think, oh, straight up. You're over-directing. You're literally going to leave this longer, which is okay, but just be sure that you understand that the hair grows out from the head. And I'm going to show you a tip that really, really helps with that. If you are trying to leave the front a good amount longer, then it's okay to pull it up. So keep that in mind. So now we've got the top done. Now it's time to work into the corners. Okay, now what does that mean? So we're going to take our section where I said the roundness of the head is, and now it's time to connect this, which is a rounded shape. So the corner is that longer piece. If you leave that corner, which a lot of people do, I don't, but there's the corner right there. If you leave it, you're creating a square shape, which means it's going to be very, very flat in that one area. So it's good for somebody if, you might have more of a rounded head, which everyone has a rounded head, but if you're trying to debulk and you want it to lay flat in that one area, then that's when you want to leave those corners. But I like to cut the hair as it grows out from the head, which makes the hair grow out the best. Now, what we've done is cut the corner. Now it's time to go into the true sides, which is this area right in through here. So let's comb this all down. Now we're above the ear, and look at all that hair right down here. It basically is going to jump out at you, and it's going to make it so obvious what needs to be cut. All we're doing is following that kind of that pattern right into here. So sides all the way downtown, there it is, boom. So we're cutting the true sides. And if you follow this pattern, you can see how easy it is to connect the dots, right? So let's comb this all back. let's get this one piece right down in through here, which is a bit heavier. And then now it's a matter of just, you know, raking your fingers back. And look how nice this flows in. So we've got the entire, and you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So the last part of this, which is, to me, one of the most important parts, and this is a hair trick that I do. How do you check to make sure that everything is balanced? Well, I call this the mohawk section. This is the final section, and I'm just going to do this more on this one side and through here. So if you comb this, and watch this. So remember how I mentioned if you comb it straight up, look at that front piece right here. This front piece is being overextended back to match it up, which if that's what you want, that's cool. But now watch when I comb it out from the head. Look what happens. Okay, look at all this weight. Look how long that is. So that's okay if you're trying to leave the front a bit longer, totally. But watch this. Okay, look at all that weight. So let's just say you don't want it to be so heavy right there. You want your layers to be a bit softer. Well, by doing this mohawk section and combing this whole thing and connecting this way, this is going to do a couple of things. It's actually going to show you if the haircut is balanced, if we're even Steven, or it's going to tell you like, whoa, you're going to see all sorts of longer hairs. And it's okay to cut them because you're going to see the guide from underneath. Now watch, when I comb this back, right in through here, that literally just reinforces, and look how perfect those layers are. Look how nice that hair is flowing back. I'll even get a little bit closer here for you. Look how nice this is all just flowing back. It's literally a perfect haircut. I mean, so that's how you connect the top, aka the crown, the corners, and the sides. And if you can do this, if you're a hair professional watching this, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a career changer for you. If you're trying to cut your own hair at home, it might be a bit more difficult, but it's important to understand this method. And if you're cutting hair on someone else at home or doesn't work, this is obviously gonna be much easier. So really just break it down, system, like create the system, top, corner, sides. The connection between the back and the top is really, really crucial. And that's my method. That's what's helped me. If you are interested in learning about haircut shapes, if you're interested in checking out some of my, my more detailed courses, I do have, I think it's courses.thesalonguy.com. I have a couple of like in-depth haircutting courses. I have PDF ebooks if you go to shop.thesalonguy.com showing you haircut shapes, haircut fundamentals. They're very, very affordable and they're a big help. And then also if you're a client watching this and you're just not sure what haircut to get, you're lost, you're tired of getting bad haircuts, you've invested so much money and you just want to know what the right haircut is for you, I do offer private virtual consultations, which I do on a weekly basis with people all over the world. And you can also book that through my online store. It's a VIP experience. It's like a Zoom call and people love it. So let me know what hair questions you have so I can answer them in my upcoming videos. This is going to keep me busy for the next like 3 years. So it's something I'm really excited about doing and engaging with you more, building the community. So let me know your hair questions. Thank you for this one. I think it was an awesome question. I'll see you soon.